Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and that price crash that chart analysts have been warning us about for most of the past week, it looks like it's been playing. Well, it certainly started playing out a couple days ago, bounced back a little bit, but it looks like we're seeing a continuation of that, which is what most of the analysts that I now follow are saying is going to happen. And in particular, over the last 2 hours, things have been getting a little bit crashy, you know what I'm saying. And mind you, as I'm recording this, it is 12:45 a.m., and I'm in the United States in the Midwest. So yeah, I record videos at weird times sometimes. I'll tell you what, ever since the beer flu a year ago, my schedule has been a little bit abnormal, okay? All I know at any given moment is that it is a day that ends with the letter Y. Other than that, I'm not really sure when I'm in. Like, I'm not sure when I'm in. But this is good to me. So it's an inevitable crash from the perspective of many analysts. But that's not such a bad thing. There will always be pullbacks, even in bull markets. The macro upward trend is still there. We are still in a bull market. So again, let me reiterate that. There are notable pullbacks, even in bull markets, which is what, again, we are in now. And so, yes, it's going to go down, but it's just, what's going to follow this is a meteoric rise for the crypto asset class and XRP specifically, I personally believe. Now, I do want to be clear that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm nothing more than an enthusiast in the space. There's nothing special about me, and I make YouTube videos purely as a hobby. And I very much do appreciate all the support. My channel, frankly, continues to be growing like crazy. I'm very appreciative of that. Now, as I record this, XRP is at 43.6 cents. Bitcoin is at $46,105. Got the market cap for the asset class at $1,388 billion, and Bitcoin dominance at 61.87% as I record this. So I'm actually glad that I'm recording this now rather than a couple hours ago, because we've got to see a bit of what has been definitely some negative price action, downward side. But it's probably going to continue if what the analysts that I follow say is comes to pass, what they think is probable anyway. Because mind you, when it comes to chart analysts that are not full of crap, it's not about necessarily a very precise time when they can maybe give you a window of when they think things might happen and the probability of particular outcomes. But it really is just a game of probabilities. It's not certainty. They do not have crystal balls. Now, I do have a crystal ball, but mine is broken AF, so I cannot help you here, guys. Now, to me, though, somebody that's been in the space now for over 3 years and has been accumulated for XRP, mind you, for almost 3 full years. I purchased my last full bag early October 2020, and I got enough. I had to stop. I've been diversifying ever since. But as a guy that has been accumulating that whole time and not selling, I got to tell you, when I'm seeing something like this, especially if it's in a bull market, holy hell. Because I'm excited about that. Because mind you, I was dollar cost averaging in for years, multiple years, understanding that I wasn't buying the bottom. And so I'd purchase and it would go down. The trend was down because we were in a bear market. So I'd buy it, it would go down. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, it's down. My investment's down, whatever. Buy more, and then it would go down. I'd buy more, it would go down for years and years and years. And there'd be little upticks here and there, but the trend was down. And so now we're in a position where it's actually a little bit more fun, where I'm purchasing and it's going down. And it doesn't mean I bought the exact bottom. And I do think we're going to see a further pullback based on what analysts are saying here. But to me, it's neat. Whereas previously, like I just cited, I was purchasing knowing we're in a bear market, not knowing where the bottom would be. Whereas now I'm purchasing, and yeah, you could see a bit of a pullback. And I do hope it goes down a good bit further for this, because it really could go down. Like if this is going to be one of those major pullbacks. But now we're in a place where instead of trending down, we're trending up. And so it's going to be less painful. Now, I say that in general for people. I personally, at this point, am emotionally impervious to the stuff. I am bulletproof when it comes to price pullbacks. I am not an emotional buyer and seller. I've been in this too long at this point, following it on a daily basis, watching people FOMO in, watching people panic sell all sorts of positions, and I refuse to behave like that, because most people in the crypto asset class will, over the span of their interaction in the space, they're going to lose money. Most people will. So what does that tell you about majority opinion? It tells you right there that majority opinion is usually very, very wrong. And you can get crushed. And I'm going to show you, so I got a bunch of opinions from chart analysts in this video I do want to share with you. And I pulled up a few of the individuals that I guess I just by chance just happened to have not covered as frequently. And so like I literally follow dozens of chart analysts, and I can only put so many in each video. And so I decided to pull up a few that I respect. I just happen to have not covered them as much lately. And so let's just jump in. Here's Josh Rager. And so he's up to 113,300 followers now, quite the following here. And he tweeted out the following just an hour ago. So let's see, there you go. 11 p.m. on Thursday the 25th. It's now Friday, and as I'm recording this, 12:50 a.m. So yeah, just really more like almost 2 hours. It just says 1 hour here on Twitter because they round it and it's wrong, but whatever. So he tweeted out, Bitcoin, keeping an eye on the 44,000s, tested once, but a break below there likely sends price back down to $40,000. And if price makes way to $40,000, you know it's going to wick in the mid to upper 30,000s. Could bounce here, but going to take it level by level, day by day. And so there you go. And this is exactly in line with what many of the analysts have been saying, and I've been sharing it on my channel because I'm not a chart analyst. I just like to follow a bunch of different analysts and then put together a bunch of their opinions in videos. I just literally just do not have the genuine interest to learn how to be a chart analyst. I just enjoy following the news in the space and researching things from a fundamental perspective, but I appreciate that there are people that enjoy doing this. Because I really don't want to. I don't know, it's just the way it strikes me. I'm just like, oh, it's so boring. But I value the opinions that they come to. I just don't want to learn to do it myself here. And so this is in line with the folks that I've been covering lately, like the blockchain backer who's calling for, and he said the other day, by the way, he's like 99% sure. That's what he said, 99.9% sure that we are going to see another leg down. Josh Rager now effectively saying the same thing, and the range is more or less the same. Blockchain backer was saying $38,000. And there are others that I've cited too. And then he actually retweeted that. So where's the time on that one? Oh, it's down here, right? Just a few minutes later, he retweeted that and wrote the following. P.S. If this happens, alts are gonna feel the pain. Keep in mind your exposure to alts comparable to Bitcoin and stables. It's up to you and your risk tolerance. Yeah, and so that's why for me, it's just like the emotional people, they're gonna have trouble. And Josh Rager, he actually tweeted this out just a couple days ago, and I wanted to share this with you. And this was before it was much clearer that we're going to have this next leg down. And now it really does look like it's going. Now, you're future people, and if it bounces back, okay, fine. But it really does, at least at this point, as I'm recording this, it does look like we're going to see a downward continuation, which again is what most analysts I follow are saying at this point. It's never guaranteed, but that's what it looks like. And so a couple days ago, Josh Rager wrote the following, and please let this sink in, especially if you're new to the world of crypto. You're going to get wrecked if you are not aware of how humans typically behave. Because I think that this is true of anyone. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold because I don't offer financial advice, but I personally believe that those people that follow the herd in terms of their buying and selling activities, those are the people that get wrecked. Whatever most people say is likely to be right, it's like just run the other direction. Because most people in crypto lose money, and they share the same opinion in terms of directionally where things are going to go. You know, you can think about how many people said it was a good idea to buy Bitcoin in March last year when it was about $3,800. Right? Probably not many. Definitely not many. I was here. People are saying, oh my gosh, it's going to go lower. We could see $1,000, right? Whereas now, everybody's got laser eyes on their Twitter profiles. And it's like, yeah, this is a great time to buy Bitcoin now that almost all of the gains it's going to see this market cycle have been realized. Oh, now it's a good time to buy. No, I mean, it's going to go up. But holy hell, the real opportunity, in my opinion, is in altcoins right now. But Josh Rager wrote the following. If you're an emotional person but want to invest or trade Bitcoin, you're probably going to have a bad time. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I would replace the word probably with definitely. Okay, 100% chance if you're an emotional person. I don't know, maybe probably is fine. If you're an emotional person but you can like somehow figure out how to not be emotional, then you'll get over it. But if you keep feeling the emotions, I don't think that's sustainable. You know, if you can't get to a position where you see the price action and then you literally don't emotionally respond, you're going to have a really hard time. And so it's just, and so here's the bet for me. Like all of this stuff, I realize when this might help you, because I'm not telling you to buy or sell. I won't offer that type of advice, but I think it's good to remove emotion, and this might help you. I'll just say this. It's like the way that I'm looking at this is either I'm right and XRP in the crypto asset class is going to be worth substantially more in the future, or I'm wrong and it's going to zero. I don't believe for a moment it's going to zero. And so in the interim here, in the meantime, and most of the time I've been in this market, mind you, it's been during the bear market. So the way I look at it is all of the price action, all of the people that are FOMOing into any cryptocurrency and panic selling when it starts to go down, including the price action with XRP. You've seen plenty of that over the last few years. It's interesting. Like, I like tracking it because I have skin in the game, but in the end, it does not matter, because either I'm right and at some point it will go, XRP specifically will go parabolic, or I'm wrong and it goes to zero. I just do not see a world where it goes to zero. Not at this point in time with the information available to me today. So think about it even further. Over the last few years, think about after. Well, actually, think about the last market cycle when we ramped almost $4, and obviously the bubble popped and XRP went down, so did everything else. But in the years leading up to that, it was almost 100% just trading sideways with small pops here and there and smaller dips here and there. But XRP mostly traded sideways for literally years, over 1,000 days. And so most of the time you're in this space, you're going to be either down or trading sideways. When XRP finally had its parabolic rally, it lasted, I'd have to look at a chart, but like 17 to 20 days. Think about that. Traded sideways or down for multiple years, over 1,000 days, 17 to 20 days, somewhere thereabout, it went parabolic. And so if you don't have exposure at that time, you're screwed. But everything in between didn't matter. Trying to time markets, bad idea for most people, as I'm going to illustrate further in this video. Take a look at this first, though. This is from Michael Vandepop, another very popular chart analyst. 143,000 followers now. It's impressive. He wrote, I'm pretty much looking for a bottom formation on the total crypto market capitalization between $1.1 to $1.2 trillion, and then we'll be fine. Still about 20% from here. So from this point, and so this was not long ago. This was, about 5 hours ago, more or less. He put this tweet out here. And so he's looking for a $1.1 to $1.2 trillion market cap. As I record this again, we're a little shy of $1.4 billion. So that's going to be a fair bit lower, and that's pretty well in line with what I've been seeing from other analysts as well. So this is widely accepted at this point. This is going to happen in all likelihood. It's never guaranteed, but in all likelihood, this is what's going to happen. And take a look at this. There's a tweet from somebody named Claudiu, if I'm saying that right, who wrote this. And mind you, so this is a tweet from 10 hours ago. At that point, I think Bitcoin was probably at like $48,000 or $49,000. And again, as I record it today, for those of you that don't recall, we're sitting at $46,000, but it did get down to as low as $45,737 within the last hour or so. And so this individual wrote, why hodl if it goes to $42,000, referencing Bitcoin there. I will sell now and I will buy back again at 42,000. So this is the mindset I keep highlighting that gets people wrecked. And I know a lot of you listening have done this, and I wish you the best, and some of you have done well with this. But it goes back to what I was saying just a moment ago, this idea of XRP traded sideways for over 1,000 days without any seriously notable action, but then over a very short period it popped. And if you thought it was going to go lower at that exact point in time, you just wrecked years. If you've been investing that long, you wrecked years of investing. You just did. And so I'm like, to me, in thinking, even if I firmly believe something's likely to go lower, as is the case right now, the amount of risk I'd be taking on is too extreme for me. Because if that isn't the direction things go, and I've been accumulating for years, and the parabolic rocket takes off and I miss it, I would be kicking myself forever. Whereas, if you're right, you can brag about it on Twitter if you want to, and social media, and you picked up a few points. It's not going to be game-changing stuff here in all likelihood. It's just the risk-reward. It's not worth it to me. Yeah, you could probably, most of the time, you especially in a bear market, you'd probably be right, but you don't know. You don't know for sure when it's going to take off. And so this idea of that this Claudiu person put out there, why hodl if it goes to 42,000? I can sell now. And think about that. You're talking about 49,000 selling just to pick it up at 42,000. You hope you will. And what if it goes up though? So here's the tweet from Michael Vandepop, who responded to this. Yeah, that's what people also did at $28,000 for Bitcoin, expecting it to drop to $25,000, and then they bought back at $42,000 out of FOMO. That's why you have an investment and trading portfolio. I don't touch the investment portfolio as the money is made in the long run, right? And since I'm not a trader, I don't have a trader portfolio. Some of you might be traders, in which case, yeah, if you want to do that, I'm not telling you to not do. If you have a little bit, you want to buy, sell, trade, whatever. I'm just saying, like, for the part that's truly an investment portfolio, which for me is 100% of my holdings, no, I will not sell. Until they go parabolic, I will not sell. I will not consider selling. It is not an option for me. I personally will not do that. That's how you get wrecked. And this is kind of funny. Here's Dave the Wave, and I've covered him somewhat recently. He does believe in a much higher Bitcoin. I think he was calling, I could be wrong, but I think he was calling for like a top of maybe $100,000 for Bitcoin. But he does believe you're going to see a substantial pullback, and I highlighted that as well. So he's on board too. This is like 3 analysts in a row. They all say absolutely Bitcoin is going to be going even further down. And he's got this picture of his laptop. I don't know if it's his laptop or he just got this from somewhere, but above this, he's got a heart start defibrillator. And then his little caption here is, permabulls, make sure to have one of these handy when checking the chart. Because he does believe that you're going to see seeing things going down. Yeah, it's just being a permabull isn't logical. Nothing goes up in a straight line forever. From High Altitude Investing, and this guy, props to him. Out of all the analysts I follow, the dozens of them, he was the one that first said emphatically, and he wasn't questioning it, he said for sure the market's going to dip. He said it is going down, and a lot. He said the volume isn't there, and he had a number of reasons, which I'm actually going to highlight in just a moment. But he's the one that was most certain in that position, and arguing with other analysts who said that he was crazy. And I saw it. I saw it on Twitter. You can look it up. There are all sorts of tweets. And so he wrote this yesterday morning. So it's now been about 14 hours since he tweeted this out. So it's gone down since then. And he wrote, things still not looking good for the bulls. I stand by my analysis of one more sharp move down. And I'll tell you what, again, 14 hours later, we'll see what happens. But to this point, it does look like we're within the last couple hours in particular really heading that direction. So again, your future people, you're listening to this after me, even if you're listening to it right after I post it, you already know more than me. So it'll be interesting to wake up tomorrow and see what this looks like. High Altitude Investing, here's another tweet from him. I was blocked by so many crypto influencers recently for being short-term bearish on Bitcoin. There you go. See, some people just they're not capable of having an open, honest discussion. It's like they hear an idea that's different than their own, and they take it as a personal attack, which is a childish way to go through life. I want to have open, honest discourse, and I've always said on this channel that if you disagree with me, we can still be friends. I mean, unless you're a jerk, as long as we can both be adults, though, right, and just respect each other, even if we have different ideas. Like, that's the way to do it, because there are all sorts of things that you feel confident about and I feel confident about that we might reevaluate in the future. Like, there are things that you probably feel strongly about in life on any number of topics that are wrong, and you feel strong about it now, but you could end up absolutely changing your mind on something in the future, and so could I on any number of topics. And so if you go into life with that type of understanding, just if you're having a conversation with somebody that is being intellectually honest and not being a jerk, that's a fun conversation. Because if you can learn something that you don't previously know, just go into it with that mindset, well, you're not going to lose anything. You don't have to go over to their way of thinking. But what if they have you have a conversation and somebody has a persuasive argument? And if not, can't we just have an open exchange of ideas and not burn bridges? And so you see people that he's citing here that blocked him. I'm just like, children. These are absolute children, and they should be embarrassed for that. If somebody's has a different idea, if I'm trying to engage openly, intellectually, honestly, and you can tell if they're getting a little jerky about it or emotional, well, then I lose interest, and I typically just stop responding unless there's a thread that I know is getting activity and I'm just responding so that the people around can see how wrong this individual is with their train of thought. Maybe I'll continue, but it gets a lot less fun when people are like that, And so here's another one from High Altitude Investing. Why am I so confident in this bearish move? Number 1, laser eyes. Now, why did he put that out there? Because it goes back to this idea of this euphoric sentiment, right? This idea, this groupthink. And when you get to that point where it's all positive, what was I saying multiple times in this video? That the majority is usually wrong, all right? It doesn't mean that Bitcoin won't go higher. There's going to be, it looks like a retracement now, another one. Bitcoin will go higher, but as far as where the opportunity is, the group's wrong, guys. It's in altcoins, I believe. You do what you want. I'm not telling you buy, sell, or sell or hold. It's not financial advice. I'm telling you my opinion. You wrote number 2, Elliott wave counts. Number 3, top secret fractal comparison, in VIP for his group, I guess. And number 4, when I posted bearish charts, the way people responded made me feel like I was in the Salem witch trials. The contrarian trade is often correct. Absolutely. And then chart analyst DIY Investing, who is friends with, pretty close friends, it sounds like, with High Altitude Investing, wrote, I will burn you and your bearish brothers at the stake if you don't tweet something bullish, you witch. Watch out, High Altitude Investing. That's a threat. All right. From Leb Crypto. And this is a tweet from February 24th, followed by, there's an update after it. The first one. Next couple daily candle closes are crucial for Bitcoin midterm direction. Note, there is still nothing macro bearish about this chart. Initial warning signs are below $40,000. And then he updated that yesterday, the 25th, and wrote, doesn't look great, to be honest. Bear stronger, lower more likely. And so again, like I could go on, like I picked these analysts to highlight in this video. There are many more. Like I'm just seeing they're lining in such a notable way. And I just, when that happens, I want to share it with you, like just what I'm seeing. We'll see if they're right or wrong. But when I see this many analysts line up on any point of view, in my experience, that means it's a virtual certainty it's going to happen. I said virtual certainty, doesn't mean it will. But I'm just taking note of it and just sharing with you what I'm finding right here. But to me, again, like this isn't something to be fearful about. We're still in a bull market. There's a macro upward trend. So I'm feeling great about this. I during the last dip a couple days ago, I did purchase altcoins. I mentioned yesterday that I paused. And as soon as we dip a little bit further, I do plan to purchase more. So you could call me time in the market in that way. That's fine. I'm not going to try and time it in terms of, I'm going to be short and try and buy and lower. I'll never do that. But in terms of, look, I'm at a point where if I don't buy any more crypto this market cycle, I think I'm fine. That's why I'm being picky about it. Okay. I've got money on the side. But at this point, if there's not a dip, I'm not really interested. I just really am not. There will be a number of pullbacks along the way. Okay. There will be. And so as I keep having free money along the way, that's when I'm going to be interested in purchasing. That's where I'm coming from here. But I feel great about this. I think that XRP is going to be worth substantially more in the future. It's going to rise along with the rest of the market. I mean, do you not see that the whole market is moving in tandem? And not down to the second, the minute, the day, the week, the month, the quarter, whatever, but it's moving in tandem, including XRP. And last market cycle, every cryptocurrency I purchased, and I purchased 17 coins, 17 different cryptos in November 2017, every single one of them went parabolic. And I'm seeing the same human behavior this market cycle. So I'm feeling excited about this. I'm feeling great about this. I don't care if it goes down. I know that most people are going to be emotionally distraught over this, especially in the coming days if it does continue to go this direction. And when I see this, you don't understand. My emotional response when I see XRP and all the other coins that I own go down, I feel excited about it because we're still in a bull market and I want to buy more. I legitimately have the exact opposite emotional response to the majority of humans. And if you don't have that, I'm sorry, but you're likely going to have a really bad time if you can't get a handle on that, just from an emotional perspective. Making purchasing decisions based on logic and data, I think that's the way to go. So you guys do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, making emotional decisions for important purchasing decisions in life, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Can you imagine like impulse purchasing like a car or a home? Probably a bad idea. Same with crypto. What about panic selling a car or a home? Probably a bad idea. Same with crypto. I just don't think that's a good idea, so I'm not going to do it. But I'll go ahead and wrap up there. It'll be fun to check in with you guys again tomorrow, see what kind of price action we have over the next 24 hours or so. But I am having a blast here. This is a great time. So if you're one of the people that's fearful, there's nothing wrong with you. You're normal. But just take into consideration what I'm saying here, because I don't think that the emotion, I know firmly, I believe that the emotional side of this, it's not going to serve the vast majority of humans in the crypto space. So take it for what it's worth. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.